You know what one of my least favorite things about operating a vehicle is? Using the front defrost. The rear defrost has it figured out. They got the little coils running through there. You push the button, they heat up, everything melts off. But the front, it's not so much an ice issue as it is a fog issue. You know, when your car's been sitting in the garage and you open the door and you let in a different amount of different air temperature and moisture, and it gets all foggy. Well, my defrost works great. The problem I have with it is that it gets warm. I don't usually like to use the heat out of the upper portion. I usually just keep it dialed to the feet. You know, you can turn the dial and you can have like all upper vents or both or just the lower vents. I prefer just to do the lower vents because heat rises, obviously. So if I do just the lower vents and keep it on, then the heat will rise and warm the whole car without blowing hot air in my face. I don't like hot air in my face. But the problem comes when I have to use the defrost. And my car has the setting where I can have it pointing at the feet while the defrost is still on. Or the defrost, however you choose to pronounce it. Defrost, defrost, whatever. But the problem is then that heat gets blown up into the windshield, which is then angled back towards me, which then fills the upper air with, or the upper part of the car with warm air, and that's not comfortable for me. I don't like having the hot air around my face. It makes it, you know, you breathe it in. It's just that muggy feeling. Maybe you're not familiar with it, maybe you are, but I don't personally like dealing with it. So I had to find this fine balance of turning it on, finding the right temperature, because my car has climate control. Obviously, I can turn it to different temperatures. It's just not hot or cold. So right now, the driver's side is set at 70 degrees and the passenger side at 71 degrees. I usually keep the passenger side a little warmer because obviously there's nobody over there. And if it's a little warmer over there, it disperses before it gets to me. But so that's the issue that I face, is I don't like using the upper vents. Well, the defrost is an upper vent technically, and therefore creates warm air up high. Sometimes I will use the upper vents. Actually, right now, all of the vents that face me that are not defrost vents, the upper, higher ones, they're all closed. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll turn it to like mostly upper but still a little bit on the feet and with the vents closed, and turn the fan up a little bit higher, so that way the air is kind of diffused through the lower, or through the closed vents, and less air is getting out. I know it's probably not the most efficient usage. It may not even be good for the climate control system, but it works for me. It creates a more comfortable environment, because sometimes if it's all on the feet, your feet get hot, and that's uncomfortable too, as I referenced in an earlier video. So that's how I feel about the front defrost in the cars. If we could figure out a way to make that operate the same way that the rear defrost does without having all the little grids in front of us, I'd be game for that. So get on it. I'll see you this afternoon.